recently, Prin and I went to Really Rad Weekend down in Florida, Fort Walden Beach.
Yep.
All right. We didn't stay on property, I guess you could call it, because the rooms were all booked for the convention price. So we ended up staying at a
Holiday Inn Express.
That's right. Which was really cool because they had a nice breakfast included. You could make pancakes and stuff. It was neat. So every morning we didn't really have to worry about what we're gonna do for breakfast. But it was a pretty fun trip.
It was good.
It was like a vacation with a convention. So it was really neat. It was really relaxing and laid back, and it was the first convention that we'd been to without the Munchkin since she was off at school. Oh, it's us. That was us getting ready to go down. I think Prin was tired.
Prin needed a nap.
Prin needed a nap. And there is Alf and Pink Panther behaving for the most part. They made it there safely.
Hanging out in the hotel room.
Yep. I think Pink Panther was trying to actually hide from Alf, but whatever. While we were down there, it was close to Prin's birthday, so we decided to go out and have something different, I guess. We wanted to make sure it wasn't, a chain restaurant, something we could get locally. So we went to
Stubby's Seafood Shack.
Stubby's Seafood Shack. So I got
Grilled shrimp.
Grilled shrimp. And you got
Fried shrimp.
Fried shrimp.
I got mini shrimp.
Yeah. But the hush puppies were good. The french fries were really good. Everything was good. It was a really nice meal, especially for the price.
Happy birthday to Prin.
Yep. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
You're old.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Yep. Afterwards, we went to the beach because right across the road and through a little parking lot was the beach. Which it's a good thing that we did because we went down on Friday and it was overcast, so it was a pretty nice day. Nice and cool. Wind was blowing, and that sand you really sinking. Like there was times I'd take a step and it was like woof. Felt like I wasn't gonna stop. All right, so we're gonna see the sandpipers. They were kind of neat because they'd kind of chase the current as it was getting pulled out and search for food, and then as it was coming back they'd run away. I guess what's on the next picture. Yeah, that's them like, all right, time to go.
They're kind of cute little birds.
But they just go back and forth, running, chasing it away, and then running away. Chasing it away, and then running away. After coming back from dinner and bird watching, we came back to this.
Alf can only keep it together for so long.
That's right. Had Pink Panther pinned to the table and was gnawing on him. Thankfully, he didn't get too crazy, so no permanent damage was done. But the next morning we got up and went to the convention, and it was definitely on the smaller side, which was nice in some ways. And the first day kind of felt kind of odd.
Yeah.
And I guess it might be because we're just used to bigger conventions. Like Southern Fried Gaming is pretty big. Southeast Game Exchange is pretty big, I think.
Yeah.
Toylanta, pretty big. Bricklanta, pretty big.
It was smaller, but it just took a little bit of getting used to because it was kind of an odd layout just due to the hotel.
Yeah. And it was pouring rain Saturday morning. So pull up into the parking lot onto the side of the hotel and trying to figure out where we go. So walking around a little bit. And then we saw Marcello from GameCube Galaxy. I was like, hey, which way do we go to the convention? So he walked us through. Told him thanks. And walked around a bit. And this was some of the stuff that was there. Right above is a Keebler elf made out of Lego. And he had a couple stickers. I don't remember what the guy was. I think he was asking like $120. I was like, I don't know if I could do that. But there's a couple Fox masks. And one of those sold. I don't remember how much they were. But they were 3D printed by the dad. And then the daughter would put felt and fabric over the top of them. So it was kind of neat. And
she was like 8 or 10.
Yeah,
so pretty cool.
Pretty cool because it's a family affair. The whole family involved. And then on the far side is a Masters of the Universe villains backpack. You see Skeletor and Snake Mountain on the top, and some of the villains on the bottom. You got Triclops, Evelyn, Merman, Trapjaw, and Beastman.
So behind the mask is what was designed in the 80s or 90s to be a jewelry holder that the mom has now enlarged and made into a dice bag. She told me the whole story.
At one point, Sonic and I had made a truce, so there it is. But it didn't last.
It's a short lived.
There's just a picture of the convention. Just, I think, stood in one place and just snap, snap, snap. Took a couple pictures in different areas. The vendor area wasn't really big. Actually, it wasn't big at all. It was kind of small. Southeast Game Exchange, like not even a quarter of that size. I would think.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So smaller than a quarter of that. I got a picture with John Riggs. We'll have to get one when he's got his Robotnik cosplay on, and then we can start the Chaos Council. Watch out. Here's Alf and Pink Panther saying goodbye. That was when we were packing up and getting ready to go. They were just looking out the window.
Sad.
Alf probably plotting the next time he gets to chew on Pink.
I thought they were having a morning truce.
Well, they were, and they've been good so far. Apparently, we can't go to dinner. Maybe we should have left Alf something to eat.
So maybe Alf needed dinner too.
He was going to get it one way or another. And then there's more pictures of the vendor area. I didn't take a bunch of pictures. I was just enjoying walking around. This side was a lot of craft stuff and not gaming stuff alongside the wall. A lot of good stuff. A lot of cool stuff. You can see there's a Mega Drive game and a bunch of Genesis games in the box. I talked with him probably 2 or 3 times about Master System and other stuff. It was really, really nice. And here's his Miracle Piano for the Genesis, complete in box. Really neat little piece of history. Not a lot to other than, hear about the Miracle Piano for the NES and the SNES, but they did make it for the Genesis, but it's really rare to find one complete in the box. So it's kind of neat to see that. I didn't even know beforehand that they made one for the Genesis. Just another shot of the vendor area. I had an arcade area set up, and I was walking around that, and I saw, oh wow, they've got 2 sets of Steel Battalion controllers, complete with the foot pedals. I didn't notice at the time, but there's a Saturn phaser, and it looks like the 3D glasses for the Master System sitting on top of them.
Must have been when I was playing pinball.
It might have been when you were playing pinball, but here's someone was actually playing Steel Battalion. It would have been kind of neat to have had those all hooked up. There's where you're playing pinball.
You were walking, I was playing.
I walked away and said, I'll be back. Not really, but I should have. It would have been really fitting. They had a Super Nintendo set up. And you can see they had Street Fighter 2. And I tried to get the picture so you could tell, hey, look, it's a refresh rate. It's an actual CRT. They don't make them like that anymore. So on Sunday, saw this flag outside. I was like, oh, well, that would have been handy to see, the day before.
In the downpour?
In the downpour. Well, Sunday was a lot nicer, not raining, and it was pretty cool temperature-wise. And we actually went around and walked around outside some, and took a picture out by the beach by the resort, which was kind of neat on the resort side that it was just right there on the beach. But while I went out there and just the sun reflecting off of the white sand, it was really bright. I could not look straight ahead. I had to look down until I got my sunglasses on.
You can tell my squinty eyes.
And then we get to the point of, you see what we can do when Sonic's not in the way? Look at that lovely Green Hill Zone. Took care of Sonic. It'll be, motorized and factorized later, but, you start off nice, and then you make it so that you can make a bunch of stuff with it. those are the pictures that we got from Really Rad Weekend. What are your general thoughts?
I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was nice, different setting. Nice to not be in the big city.
Yeah, it was a bit of a drive.
It's probably the farthest we've driven for a convention.
You think? South Carolina's not further. Greenville?
It's only like 4 or 5 hours, and this was 6.
Was it 6 hours?
Let's consult.
She's gonna look it up. Well, she's not. I guess I'll go ahead and start doing some pickups. All right, so after some looking, how far is it?
Fort Walton Beach is 5 hours 7 minutes. Southeast Game Exchange is 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh, so it's definitely the furthest that we've driven.
And the one time that we went to Nashville was 4 hours and 45 minutes.
Okay. And we changed time zones. And it was right after time change. Time change?
After we fell back.
Yeah. And I don't know, I think that made Friday and kind of Saturday feel a little weird because we lost an hour on Sunday and then we lost another hour on Friday. So I think our bodies were out of whack. So it felt a little weird. But yeah, it was a pretty nice and easy drive down there. Going through Tallahassee is nothing like going through Atlanta, or at least we were far enough on the outskirts. I don't know, but it was busy, but it wasn't like Atlanta busy, which is just crazy and unfortunate.
All capitals are not like Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's what we've learned.
They're not all huge like Atlanta, and that's not a bad thing. Especially if you don't want to have to deal with traffic. But yeah, it was fun. I think we'll just jump into pickups.
I enjoyed it.
So it was a good time. And I wouldn't mind going back next year. It's not expensive to get into the convention. Really nice that it's kind of like a mini vacation, and then you have a convention also. They had tournaments and stuff, which was on the other side of the hotel area. Which was one thing that was weird. Was like you have the convention was over here, and then there were like rooms on the side, and then a big high rise over on this side. So, and we had parked over on this side, and so until we could actually get out and look around, it's like, oh, okay, now I feel like I know where I'm at. But all right, pickups. One of the first things that we got was looking at is Pikmin 4 little pins. I like Pikmin and happy to get that, but I got that. I got this Xbox 360 sign, little window sticky thing, and then a GameCube bag. And like I went back and forth on this. I was trying to figure out what to get this with this. I got these three things together, but like I wanted the bag. I don't remember what it was asking.
I don't remember.
I think you might have been asking 80 at first,
Maybe 80,
and then it went to 75 or 70. I was like, I don't know. So I was thinking about, okay, what can I bundle it with to try to get it for cheaper? But I ended up picking the 360 sign, the Pikmin 4 pins, and this for I want to say $100, I believe. But it was really. But one thing I kept wondering was like, what can I use it for? You know, I mean, I got an extra GameCube, so I could put it in there. I could put some controllers and stuff in there. But it's got these side pockets that are nice. I'm guessing you can put a controller in those. There's one on each side. And with this thing I picked up at a convention, actually at what's now the Music City Multi-Con, which was the Grand Old Game Room Expo, that would fit nice with it. But I'm guessing you put controllers in here on the side. You can also put in some of your pickups. We forgot that we went to a panel with Retro Wolf, GameCube Galaxy, and Pac-Man Chase. And so I got a couple things from that. But they were just talking about consoles and did a little bit of trivia. This one is yours. But this has a nice little removable divider in it, so depending on what you want to use with it. This was the last pickup It was Digimon All-Star Rumble. I got it for $10. I like the Digimon stuff for the most part, and I thought it looked up a video and I thought it looked interesting. And for $10, I was like, I can give that a shot. I can give it a go. But so there's a big pocket in there. You fit a couple games in that, so I'll figure out a use for it.
Your gaming pickup bag. I mean, your convention pickup bag.
It might be the convention pickup bag now. All right. So during the trivia part, they'd ask a question and they had stuff up on the table that you could come up and get if you got the right answer. I don't remember what the first question I got right was, but X-Men Legends is what I ended up getting for the GameCube. Great multiplayer game, co-op. And then the last one I got right was the first multiplayer game for the Dreamcast. And the first one that came to mind was like, oh, Choo Choo Rocket. And it was kind of like a half joking answer, but I was right. So I got Luigi. And the Luigi amiibo. I think I was still in the middle of going through Luigi's Mansion, or I had just finished for, I don't know, the umpteenth time. But let's go. What'd you get?
I got an Alf figure. Alf, my knight in shining armor.
This was over with the toy stuff, and I looked several times. They had some actual Kinnikumen and Musclemen, and I was talking to the guy about them, and he's like, wanted about $3 a piece. Well, actually, he wanted $3 a piece, and I like to pay a little bit less than that. But I was talking with him, and well, what's the best you could do for all of them? He's like, well, I'd pay $3 a piece, and I was like, well, I won't insult you with going less than that, because I won't pay $3, and I'm not going to make you sell them for less than $3. But saw this, and I'm like, oh, sweet. And I think this was only $1 or $2 or something. Like, oh yeah, sold. Totally sold. So now Stuffed Elf has Plastic Elf.
This might have been leaking, but anyway. It's like a magic 8-ball to roll your dice.
Magic 8-ball to roll the dice. Now you can see a 14, so
It's a D20 in there.
yeah, it's a D20. It's got wax on it. Kind of neat.
I like it.
Prin looked at it several times and went back and forth, and then she decided to finally bite the bullet.
I did.
And then, is that it?
Yeah, that was it.
All right. I ended up picking up a couple things from Retro Wolf. A game for the Game Gear, which I was surprised I didn't have this, but I got Jungle Strike. I like the Strike series, Desert Strike, Jungle Strike, and Urban Strike. So I'm kind of trying to get a collection of those. So I've got all of them on the Genesis. I've got Desert Strike on the Super Nintendo Complete in box, and I got a boxed copy of all three on the Genesis. I've got Desert and Jungle loose on the Game Gear. So I'm trying to get a Strike series together. It's something that reminds me of my dad, and Desert Strike was the first game that I got for the Genesis before I even had the Genesis. And then I picked up Double Dungeons for the TurboGrafx 16. I need to replace the case, but yeah, outside of the outer shell, cardboard shell, it's complete. And I also got a Retro Wolf sticker. I'll stick it on my PC case. That's where I started putting all the stickers. And then actually, this is the last thing that I got. We were talking to John Riggs and his wife before we left the convention, but I wanted to pick up Yeah Beavis, so got that. Got him to sign it. So thought that was pretty cool. And actually, it was John's wife who was talking to us about the sandpipers, and she had some seashells, and we're like, oh, we hadn't seen any. I said, oh, and I don't know, you and her were talking, and she ended up giving one to Prin. That was when we went outside and got a picture outside and was blinded by the sun and the white sand. But walked around for a few minutes, and we found some seashells. I actually found some whole seashells. You know, nothing big, but you know,
decent little average shells.
It's a couple of them that big. But we're like, all right, well, let's go back in, and we actually went back and gave her one of the ones that we found. It was like, hey, return the favor.
That's pretty cool.
Talk with them a little bit more. It was really cool. That's why I got Yeah Yeah Beavis. And there was also Pokey Charles. We don't have him with us because we ended up picking up some cards for the One Piece collectible card game. And we actually ended up going to the mall where they have their store and getting some of those starter packs, I guess they are. And something for the Munchkin. She's a big fan of One Piece. We need to give those to her so while she's home we can mess around playing with those some.
We got 2 free packs of Pokemon cards for
We
going
got
to the store too.
2 free packs of Pokemon. And it's kind of like our local mall that's like a lot of the chain stores are gone. And it's looking kind of sad. So it's nice to see when there's a few stores still in there because there was it an FYE?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't pick up anything there, but they had a bunch of stuff in there. This actually would have been the first thing we got is this sign right here that's changed a few times. I was in touch with Adam the Retro Beard. I got in touch with him at Southeast Game Exchange. I was talking with him some and trying to figure out how to get them because I didn't want to have to worry about them being shipped because I've had far too many things get obliterated in shipping. That if there's a way to avoid that, that was great. And so, it was July to November, but and actually the first one that we had on there was the Sega Master System. And once he got that made and sent me a picture of that, I was like, oh, cool. What other convention are you going to be to? I was like, oh, okay. Well, we're looking at going to Really Red Weekend. So we got that. But that started getting those. And so I had to make 3 more faceplates. So I've got 4 faceplates in one box. And so I've got this red Sega sign, which is one of their early logos. It's on some of their earlier arcade games. If you look for Sega Periscope Arcade, you'll see this logo. I'm actually going to need to get their current logo at some point. But so I got the red Sega logo, and then I got the SG-1000 logo, then the Mark III logo, and the Sega Master System. And it was kind of neat because he's like, all right, now explain to me what these are, because he didn't know. I was like, oh, okay, well, give him the description for the red Sega logo and the SG-1000, the first console Sega made to compete, and they made it to compete with the Famicom. So they made a consoleized version of the SC-3000, which I might want to get a faceplate for that as well. But then, they made the Model 2 SG-1000, and then they made the Mark III, which was an actual upgraded system, and then we got the Master System here in the United States. So it was cool. I got something really neat. I got to share something that I really like, which is Sega's early 8-bit outings, and I got a really cool sign and faceplates. I just got to figure out where I can put it so that I can actually have it up and lit up more often. I don't know if we would have gone though if it hadn't been so close to your birthday.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it was a good birthday outing. Like I said, vacation with a convention thrown in there.
We haven't been to the beach in a long time.
I'm trying to think the last time we were at the beach and I can't.
Our 20th anniversary.
Outside of going down to Savannah.
Well, that was where we were.
And hanging out for a little bit, yeah. But
other than that, I don't know.
It was really rad once we got into it. Like I said, I think the double time change kind of hit us, and then
we tried to go swimming, but it was way cold.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, the hotel had a pool, and we waded into about our knees, and then we were done. We went and sat on the edge of the pool, and our legs got adapted to it, so it wasn't that bad. But that's as far as we got in it. It was not a heated pool, but.
And whoever says you can swim in Florida year-round, wrong.
Yes. Well, you could, but it might be a little bit cold. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, that was our experience with the Really Red Weekend. Those were our pickups. it was fun. I think we'll look at going again. We'll obviously have to look at our finances and stuff. Didn't pick up a bunch of stuff, but wasn't really looking for a bunch of stuff either. A lot of times the conventions are just fun to go and talk with people and share something that you're kind of passionate about, your hobby, and video game collecting fits the bill. And it's nice to get out and be able to talk with other people who appreciate the Master System, because there's not that many of us in the States. We need more. Join us. Arnold wants you.
I like buying dice.
You like buying dice? Yep. Printing out her magic 8-ball die. Suspended in magical solution. Don't open it and drink it. It's not good. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope everyone has a good day. Take care, have fun, be kind to one another, stay safe, keep Virgil, God bless. We'll catch you all later.
Bye bye now.
Bye. I like the Game Gear. I like the Jungle. I just turned it off. I did. Oh, it works. Oh, it works. Red. I wonder if these ones don't. Yeah.
Looks better on the screen than it does in person.
That one's kind of neat. Can't really tell that actually looks green. There's blue. Really red. But I don't know, it's kind of glowy. Ooh, green. Red. The last sign change.
Sega.
Oh, wait. Oh, she's gonna sneeze. She's gonna sneeze. Oh, she's gonna cough. A lot of times when she tries to sneeze, I try to interrupt her by saying or doing something strange to distract her, and she gets kind of irritated. Just let me sneeze.